Alright guys, so we're back today, and today is a long-awaited video you guys have been waiting for. I have a microphone in my hand. It is not needed, but does it look cool enough to have? I don't know, should I sit here and hold this and talk the whole time? I think I'm gonna do that, because like, some people on YouTube just sit here like this, and you guys are probably like, this is the worst video we've ever watched from the start. Well, I just turned it too far over. That's perfect. Alright, but the internet in my house today, guys, is down. You wanna know why? A squirrel chewed through the wire. If that tells you anything, squirrels around here are stupid. Somebody probably shot that thing during squirrel season. But anyways, so let's get to the point. This is a long-awaited video. I'm sure that some of you guys have been thinking that I'm going to film. And I'm holding the mic down here, but like I'm supposed to look proper with the mic up here. So, the video that we're going to be talking about today, I was supposed to have pictures up here on the TV, but the internet in my house is not working, so pictures are not going to work. So, that's just how that's going to work. Oh, what is that? It's like it's a water bottle. It looked weird. It was sitting over there on my air hockey table. But anyways, so let's get to the point. I'm off topic. Let's get to the point. So as you guys know, John Calipari from Kentucky, which we're supposed to have a picture of him up there. But anyways, he left the other day. He did his farewell speech today on Facebook. My mom sent that to me. I watched it. But it was long, boring. I'm glad he did it. He was kind of just said that we needed a new voice, and we really do need a new voice, but I don't want him anymore, so I'm glad that he is gone. He is a old spirit for Kentucky basketball, and he just needed to move on. The program needed him gone. We needed him gone, or we are the program. And he was. It's better for us because we would have had to pay him $30-something million to leave, and then we would have no NIL money for basketball, no money to hire a coach. Like we'd have nothing, none for football, baseball, coaches. We have nothing. We fired our girls basketball coach. What would we use the money to pay her with? Where would we get the money to pay Cal to leave? And then how would we get money to hire a new coach and NIL money for players? You know what I'm saying? So like it's great the way he did that. I'm glad that he did it the way that he did. But yeah, so you guys are just probably like, he's yapping the whole time. I'm talking, and so talking is what I like to do. But anyways, so yeah, I'm glad that Cal did it the way he did, because then we'd end up having to fire him next year. I don't think he was going to have the same great season. We might lose some players that we would have gained, but freshmen that Cal is going to build up to go to the next level as freshmen, unless you get somebody like Anthony Davis, it's going to come in and that's a win now mentality, and then they win and then they get to go to the NBA. First overall pick because they won. It's not like that anymore. Like we got foreigners in the league now. Used to be Final Four teams. The players on that, the best players on that would be picks, high picks. But that's not the way it is. We lost in the first round. Rob Dillingham is, well, my little baby brother's crying. But anyways, Rob Dillingham is still projected in top 10. Some drafts top 5. So stuff like that. I think Reed Sheppard will end up staying. That video might be for another day when he makes his announcement. But let's save that for another day, because there will be plenty more videos to come. But anyways, I keep wanting to point back here, but I don't have pictures up. I had this whole video planned, but it just wouldn't let me work. So that stinks. So let's start off with some other things that are not good, but this is one that I'm not really mad about that he said no. So Nate Oates, basically, I think has told us no on the coaching job now. This video, I still haven't even really got to the topic of it. It's gonna basically be talking about what coaches that I think would be best for us. So Nate Oates, he was on some people's short list, but I'm going to put this mic down. But I think he ended up deciding that, okay, I'm picking the mic back up. All right, now we're good. I think he ended up deciding that he was going to stay put at Alabama. He really hasn't done nothing in Alabama. He's nothing that really impresses me for a coaching job. I really ain't wowed about him coming to us. I would not be happy. He's not done much. I mean, he took them to the Final Four this year, yes, with not the best team. Mark Sears leading that team. It was not the best team, but yes, he took them to the Final Four. So he's done a little bit, and that's the first ever Final Four Alabama's ever had. So, I mean, if he takes them again this year, I might be mad that we didn't end up getting him. But I think whoever ends up coaching us this year, they can at least make it to the Sweet 16. Let me put you that way. I mean, Kentucky's always been a great program. Unless some of Cal's uncommit, I think that we're pretty good if we get a good coach that can handle the players. But that's a thing you have to think about. You have to get that coach that can drive the players up to the top tier, next level. I mean, we were top tier through the regular season, but when it comes to NCAA, we're up here at the beginning, and then boom, when it starts. And that's just the way Cal's been for the last 4 years, and that's why the two parties needed to separate. He's been there for 13, 14 seasons, something like that, and it's just time for a divorce between the two parties. But now let's talk about Dan Hurley. I get all these names mixed up. I'm gonna not be able to talk. All right, so let's talk about Dan Hurley, the coach of UConn. So there are some rumors that Mitch Barnhart was going to try to offer him like the biggest contract of all time and make sure that he will not pass it down. But I think somebody told me that him and his wife made a decision, that his wife liked where they was at, and that he would not be leaving. I mean, if you got this UConn team, if some of their players don't end up going in the draft this year, I mean, I would like to coach that team too, to be honest. I mean, you could get your third championship in a row. I don't think that's a record. I think Kareem might have the record at UCLA, but I'm not sure. I know UCLA has the most all-time wins. Look that up today in NCAA championships. Kentucky second, then UConn third now. But that's still really good being the third. And he's got years to go at UConn and great teams to come. So I'll just say good luck to Dan Hurley there. And he's a really good coach. I would love to have him at Kentucky. He was top one. He was about tied for top one on my list, and you guys will figure out who's top one here in a second. But, so let's get to my top three projections, or my top three list. I don't know if this is who we'll end up getting. At top, I think that's who's most likely that we will get. But, so third, the worst one that we could, on my top three, so this is the best three, but the worst out of the best three, I think would be Rick Pitino. He's left us already, so there would be some bad blood there, but I think that he's been gone long enough. He's coaching St. Mary's, really hasn't done nothing there, but I would like to see him back at Kentucky. But what I was thinking about also is that Rick is old, and you would only have him for 5 or 6 years. You know what I'm saying? And then you'd have to start over again. So you wouldn't have somebody like Cal that you can keep for a while. You would have Rick, and then the cycle would be re-going again, and you'd be losing him. So that's the worst part about him. If he was younger, like if he was 6 years younger than he is, I would take him right now over anybody on this list. But he is not. But yeah. So let's get to my number 2 pick, which I just drew a blank. Who did I have number 2? Oh my gosh. Who did I have number 2? Okay. Well, I don't know who I had number 2, to be honest. We'll just I'll throw somebody in there, like a Bruce Pearl, who's had good seasons at Alabama, because I don't think I have another one on here. But somebody younger like that. I had another person. This makes me really, really mad. Well, crap. I had another person, but I'm not sure who it was. I can't think of no. Oh, yes. I know who it is now. Jay Wright. That was my other person. Okay. So he's my second. I also don't think that could happen. He's making a lot of money broadcasting right now and doing sports stuff. I don't really know. He's an analyst, I guess you could call him, making great money. I don't know why he would come back to coaching, but you could have arguably the best sports basketball team, the best basketball franchise ever, and you could come and coach them. I think I would want to accept that, especially if they can give me the money, because we don't have to fire Cal. If they can give me a great contract, as long as we don't give him a lifetime contract, I'll be wonderful and happy. But if we can give him a good contract, I think he might come out of retirement to coach again. I think it would be a long run, but I think there is a possibility that he comes out of retirement and coaches again. All right, so now, my number one option, and some of you might have projected it, is Billy Donovan. He's the coach of the Chicago Bulls. He coached under Rick Pitino. He was the assistant coach under Rick. I think if you bring him back, that is a great option. He's got the Bulls to I think they're maybe 7th in the East. I'm not too sure. But they're not a bad team. They're actually a really good team. If you look at it, injuries have just killed that team. And he's played role players and he's beat great teams. Like when his star players aren't playing, he's winning games. And that's what really confuses me, and I don't understand it. But we can bench our star players if you're going to win games for us. And I think where he has history with the program, that he might want to come back. And if the Chicago Bulls are about to enter a big old rebuild, I feel like. And if he don't want to be a part of that, because they're going to go through quite a bit of coaches. As you guys know, the Brooklyn Nets are going through a rebuild right now, and they're going coach after coach after coach. The Milwaukee Bucks aren't really going through a rebuild. It's just a coach. They cannot find one completely to lock on, to go with. Like, what's his face? Okay, I cannot remember names right now, guys. I see his face. Their head coach's name. You guys know who he is. Like, I know him really great. I'll tell you guys in a minute. I know I will. I'll rethink of it. New subscriber. I just got a notification. I got a new subscriber. Let's go. But anyways, so, yeah. So, like, teams are struggling right now. And if you're struggling, then they get new coaches in the NBA. No coach is really permanent in the NBA. Besides Steve Kerr, I think he's pretty permanent, to be honest, for the Warriors. But, so I think Billy Donovan would be a good pick. He's got history with the program. He might get fired in a couple of years from the Bulls. He has a program that he could come in, and it's a win-now program. He's got good players coming. I can't say completely, because we're going to save this for another video, but let me just give you a hint. I think Reed Sheppard's coming back. We might end up actually filming that video tomorrow, but maybe not posting it the day after this. But I do think Reed Sheppard will come back to Kentucky. Let me just tell you that. And I think you have great players like that come back. I think Billy Donovan can at least make it to the Sweet 16 Elite 8 this year if he comes back and coaches for Kentucky. Share this. I mean, if you want him to see this, you can remix this little clip right here that I said I think he should come back. Send it to him if you want to. I really don't care, guys. This may get 4 views, may get 100, but who knows. So, thank you guys for sticking up with me for this video, listening to my opinion. Ashton's screaming upstairs. He's getting on my nerves. Baby's screaming too. So, I'm going to end this video, guys, and You guys can tell me in the comments whatever you want to tell me about any other coach, any other options you guys have. But don't forget to subscribe and like this video. All right.